Gameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, sitting next to Rafael Fernandez, and he's bringing you his top 32 NFL running backs for the fantasy football season. Let's just jump right into this video, starting with the #1 overall back, and I'm willing to bet it is not Cleveland Gary.
At #1, I have Adrian Peterson of the Minnesota Vikings. He's a guy that will run the ball, one of the safest picks in fantasy as far as running backs are concerned. And now that they have Donovan McNabb at quarterback, they have to respect the pass, which is going to open up the run even more for this beast of a running back. If you have the first pick and you don't pick Adrian Peterson, you might as well give your money to the guy in charge of the league because you don't know what you're doing. Pick Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, safest #1 overall pick in any position for fantasy. #2.
#2, I have Chris Johnson of the Tennessee Titans. Another guy that I believe is going to have a monster season. I mean, he's really the only running back they have. As far as skill, has great skill. I mean, he's going to run the ball often. I mean, they're going to have a rookie quarterback more than likely back there, unless it's Hasselbeck. But nevertheless, they're going to run the ball more. That's the point I'm trying to make. And he's going to be a guy that will put up great numbers for you. Don't let the contract dispute that's going on scare you. You should be playing.
He gets a lot of yards and chunks, great yards per carry average. #3.
#3, I have Arian of the Houston Texans. And people are wondering why probably I don't have him higher. I believe that last season he benefited from injuries in the backfield, which this year he's going to have to share the ball now with guys in the backfield, which may hurt his numbers a little, but nevertheless he's still going to put up great numbers in that pass happy and that great offensive use.
Yeah, look for them. Look for Ben Tate to get a lot of carries in that backfield. #4.
#4, I have Jamaal Charles of the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a guy that can put up Chris Johnson-like numbers. Quote me on that. If he gets the carries, and I'm guessing he will because Thomas Jones is ready. He's getting a little older. He may be more kind of like to give him a blow. So I think Jamaal Charles is going to be the guy that's going to blow up this season and be the fantasy running back everyone's talking about.
So who rounds out your top 5?
Top 5, in the top 5 I have Ray Rice of the Baltimore Ravens. He's a guy that didn't have such a good season last year, but I believe he comes back and puts up great numbers. The addition of the new fullback, Vontae Leach from Houston, that signed with the Ravens now, is a big deal. I mean, look what he did for Arian last season. Just think what he could do for Ray Rice if he could run back himself.
Yeah, and they do a great job of getting him the football, and they need to continue to get him the football because he's that type of player. #6.
#6, I have Maurice Jones-Drew of the Jaguars. He's a guy that, maybe it's a bit of an injury risk, but it is a guy that will get solid carries, especially with the uncertainty at quarterback there. They may start Blaine Gabbert. And if they do, then they're definitely going to run the ball more often. So MJD is a guy that will get his carries and get you some points.
And he does well catching the football out of the backfield. Great all-around football player. #7.
At #7, I have Michael Turner of the Atlanta Falcons, a guy that has great ability to get great tackles and get through. If you have him and you're playing a team that's weak against the run, go ahead and play him. He's like a bowling ball going through pins. But be careful playing him against a solid run defense. He struggles against teams like that. But other than that, he's a great running back. That will get you definitely points. He's going to get his carries in that run.
Yeah, number 8.
At #8, I have Peyton Hillis. I believe he's going to continue doing well, just like he did last season. I mean, teams are going to try to prepare to stop him because he might be the only offense that Cleveland has. But he will get his carries. I mean, he's a big guy to bring down. So I think he's going to have to.
And he has surprising agility, and he also has breakaway speed. He showed that at Arkansas, so I don't know why people were surprised that he did it not only in Denver, but also in Cleveland. #9.
At #9, I have Frank Gore of the 49ers. He's a guy that, is a solid running back. He can catch out of the backfield, has pretty good speed, and he's a good all-around running back. The whole thing is he would be a little higher on my list if not for the current contract dispute he's going to. I don't like Chris Johnson's. His seems a little bit ugly in San Francisco.
Well, look for Kendall Hunter to take some carries away from him. So that's why they drafted him. #10.
#10, I have Rashad Mendenhall of the Pittsburgh Steelers. A guy that's going to get pretty good carries in the red zone. And he's not going to put up a lot of yards, maybe not as much as some of the other guys ahead of him, but he will get a lot of red zone carries. And the Steelers have a good enough offense that they'll be in the red zone often. So he's a good threat to score some touchdowns.
And he's a solid all-around back as well, too. Who do you have at #11?
#11, I have LeSean McCoy of the Philadelphia Eagles. It's funny because he's a running back, but he's more of a receiver running back. I mean, his numbers are usually in the receptions and things like that. I mean, or screens. That's his bread and butter. But if Andy Reid would just let this man run the ball, you would be surprised how well he does. You know, his stock got hurt a little by the signing of Ronnie Brown, because Ronnie Brown may get some carries in the red zone, but other than that, he's going to get his catches and checkdowns from Michael Vick.
Yeah, all it takes is for Andy Reid to realize the running game can help you. If they run the ball, they could easily go to the Super Bowl. Number 12.
Number 12, I have Darren McFadden of the Oakland Raiders. And basically, he might be one of the few, if not the only, offensive weapon on that team that's left. And he's going to get his carries. I mean, he has to share with Michael Bush. So he's a guy that has great speed and can break away and score you some big touchdowns. So he's a guy worth taking the risk.
Yeah, one of the fastest players in the league. Number 13.
At 13, I have Matt Forte of the Chicago Bears. And here's a guy that will put up some good numbers for you. And I mean, the whole thing about it is he's just like LeSean McCoy, a guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield and put up pretty good numbers. And he's a great check down for Jay Cutler. So I think he's going to put up good numbers this season.
And he reminds me a lot of Deuce McAllister and what he brings to the table: power, speed, and can catch the football out of the backfield. Number 14.
At 14, I have LeGarrette Blount, and here's a guy that his stock could rise, being that now Cadillac Williams is gone. So he's going to be the guy that has to run the ball completely. He's going to get all the carries in Tampa Bay. So here's a guy that, you know, he can be better. He can be end up higher than what I have him right now. But he's a solid pick right now. The number 2 running back, I would definitely take him.
Good physical running back. Who do you have at number 15?
At 15, I have Ahmad Bradshaw of the New York Giants. And I believe he's going to continue to run the ball and be great. You just have to be careful with the injury risk he brings to the table. But if he doesn't get injured, he's a guy that can be a solid running back.
If Scrappy Doo was a running back, he'd be Ahmad Bradshaw. So who rounds out the top 16, top half of your running backs?
At 16, I have Ryan Mathews of the Chargers, and you probably might not like that pick, and some people out there might not. But the thing is, I think Ryan Mathews has a chance to redeem himself, and I believe he will. Even though the Chargers are more of a passing team, I think he's going to benefit from the fact that they're going to be in the red zone often. He may get a couple of cheap touchdowns in the red zone.
He has to make sure he stays on the field.
That's also
for 16
important.
games. Speaking of number 16, that's your top 16, that's your top half. So let's take a look at your running back selections from pick 17 through 32. For more fantasy football previews, visit footballgameplan.com/fantasy or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan. And listen to the Football Game Plan radio show, which airs Saturdays 11 a.m. Eastern Time at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.